3. To disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of the Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruity activities, Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be in and while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank you everyone for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move to our next section, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
हरे कृष्ण राधा प्यारी माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीति दासी फ्रॉम शार्लोट हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Priti Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all Guru Shila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Priya Radha Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. This is Shivani from Ashwin, Virginia. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Shila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all Guru Shila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण राधा
Hare
प्यारी
Krishna, Radha Mataji, all good Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devdasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all Guru Shila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण राधा प्यारी माता जी प्लीज एक्सेप्ट मां humble obeisances all glories to Srila Prabhupada all glories to Guru Maharaj this is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte
Hare Krishna Shama Gauri Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all Guru Shila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी
Nice to see you, Mataji.
nice to see you माता जी
Krishna Radha Pyari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to all the devotees on the call. This is Harita from Texas. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Harta Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all Guru Shila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce yourself?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavata Pranam. All glories to Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. This is Joy Gauranga Das from New York. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Jai Garunga. Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can I say something?
Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead.
Sometimes I think about that in Golok Vrindavan, 90% are Matajis over there. Prabhu is 10%. Do you understand what I said?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Bol, Hare
Hare
Krishna. All
Krishna,
glories to
Prabhuji.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
yeah thank you Prabhuji Hare Krishna
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
You are the inspiration for all Prabhuji's Prabhuji. You should inspire everybody to join.
yes yes
Last,
Prabhuji
I'm sorry, I interrupt one. I try to maintain a Zoom class. There last week, I just survey in 32 participant, 22 is Mataji, 10 is Prabhu. So I thinking always, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada give a lot of opportunity to Matajis. This is the big opportunity. It's,
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you,
Thank you
Prabhuji.
so much, Prabhuji. Such a nice words.
Yeah, but lot of times what happened is this classes that Matajis are attending, even as a family, like my computer is on, whole my family is listening to this class. So like that, um, so many Matajis are giving opportunities to Prabhujis listening at home. Like as there is no option for them because we log in and we put it at loud sound, whole house can hear the class. Whatever they are doing, even they are sleeping, they are doing any other office work, they have to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam Bhakti Sangha class in the morning. So they don't have option in my house especially.
Yes, Mataji, that's true. The whole
Can I make
vibration,
another
whole
request,
family.
Mataji?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, anyone Bengali preacher, please give a service with us anytime. Bengali preacher, but my Zoom in Canada, America, India, and Bangladesh, all are Bengali people, Bangladesh and Indian. So if any possible, please write my number and please text me.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. If we know any speaker who can speak in Bengali, we will.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji, I will contact you, Prabhuji.
Can you write my number, please?
Yeah, Vinita Mataji.
Yeah, in the chat box, can you please write it, Prabhu?
Okay,
Because
okay,
it's
okay,
on
okay.
YouTube, so we don't
Okay,
want the
thank you,
number to
thank
go
you.
on
Okay,
YouTube.
thank you. I will give my number in chat
Yeah,
box.
yeah,
Hare
chat
Krishna.
box, yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
So we'll start the recording here. It's 6:20.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhuji. Prabhuji enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 8th canto, 14th chapter, 4th verse. First, I would like to read the introduction about the Prabhuji.
No need Mataji introduction. Okay, all
No need.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam, All Guru Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Conference, Kala Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I would like to hand over call to Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 14, the system of universal management, text 4. Chaturyugante kalena gashatan Shrutighanayatan tapasa rasa rashayo pashyan yatra dharma sanatanaha. What word meaning? Chatur yuga antaha. At the end of every 4 yugas, Satya, Dwapara, Treta and Kali, Kalena, in due course of time, Grasathan lost Shruti Ganan, the Vedic instructions, Yatha as Tapasa by austerity, Rashayaha, great saintly persons, Apashyan by seeing misuse, Yataha, wherefrom, Dharmaha, occupational duty, Sanatana, eternal. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. At the end of every 4 yugas, the great saintly persons, upon seeing that the eternal occupational duties of mankind have been misused, re-establish the principles of religion. Purport. In this verse, the word dharmaha and sanatanaha are very important. Sanatana means eternal and dharma means occupational duties. From Satyuga to Kali Yuga, the principles of religion and occupational duty gradually deteriorates. In Satyuga, the religious principles are observed in full, without deviation. In Treta Yuga, however, the principles are somewhat neglected and only three-fourths of the religious duties continue. In Dwapara Yuga, only half of the religious principles continue, and Kali Yuga, only one-fourth of the religious principle, which gradually disappear. At the end of Kali Yuga, the principles of religion or the occupational duties of humanity are almost lost. Indeed, in this Kali Yuga, we have passed through only 5,000 years, yet the decline of Sanatan Dharma is very prominent. The duty of saintly persons, therefore, is to take up seriously the cause of Sanatan Dharma and try to re-establish it for the benefit of entire humanity. The Krishna consciousness movement have been started according to these principles as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kaler dosha nide rajan astir yehko mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param braje. The entire Kali Yuga is full of faults. It is like an unlimited ocean of faults. But the Krishna consciousness movement is very authorized. Therefore, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who 500 years ago inaugurated the movement of Sankirtana, Krishna Kirtana, we are trying to introduce this movement according to the superior orders all over the world. Now, if the inaugurators of this movement strictly follow the regulative principle and spread this movement for the benefit of all human society, they will certainly usher in a new way of life by re-establishing Sanatan Dharma, the eternal occupational duty of humanity. The eternal occupation of duty of humanity human being is to serve Krishna. Jivera Swarup hoy Krishnera Nityadas. This is the purpose of Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means Nitya or eternal, and Krishna Dasa means servant of Krishna. The eternal occupational duty of human being is to serve Krishna. This is the sum and substance of Krishna conscious movement. So Prabhupada is giving the conclusion of Krishna consciousness movement. I wanted to discuss what exactly is this Sanatan, the principles of religion, the Varnashrama that is established. So we should understand these fundamentals of this Vedic culture, what it is based upon. So I will also touch on what is Western culture, what is Chinese also, and what is Indian also. That also I'll try to discuss, and then in the end we will see how this Jivera Swarupa Krishna Nityadas, how the highest pleasure also we can experience. We'll see how it goes. So the philosophy of initially the question is what is life? No, from there the philosophy starts. So there are various perspectives of life. People say life is suffering. Some say it is struggle for ideals. Some say it's a game, or it's a drama, or it's a complete disappointment. So many perspectives are there. So person who touches God in life will feel there is peace, there is silence, there is reverence, there is some sort of difference is there. So when we see the Indian Vedic tradition, the culture which Prabhupada is telling it is deteriorated, if we see that it was full of love and respect, and there was joy, there was some spirituality in every aspect. So like we had village life. There is a book by Bhakti Vikas Maharaj about traditional India. So there was no electricity many years back. So people used to gather under some evening times. They used to come have bhajans, kirtans, and they used to wake up early morning. So electricity did a very great damage for humanity, because people by sunset they used to sleep. But now for people, prime time is at 9 o'clock. Night 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, they consider the prime time, and then they start doing all sorts of entertainment and all these things. But previously it was not like that. Previously people were sleeping, by sunset you cannot do anything. There is no electricity, so people don't had much. What is the advantage of sleeping early? Everybody knows. We wake up early. And then Brahma Muhurta is properly utilized. Now what is happening? We don't use only Brahma Muhurta. because people only get up very late. Most of the people, they are spoiling their Brahma Muhurta time. And like that, there are so many nice things. Now, what are we lacking in this culture? So there is extreme madness, and there are scandals, there are broken families, crippled children. Crippled in the sense they are mentally crippled. They are already having all sorts of restrictions and like that. So the core problem is lack of that cultural environment, which Prabhupada is trying to make us understand. So philosophy alone is not enough. It must function within a proper cultural context. So philosophy and culture both are needed. So that's what actually here we see that Prabhupada is talking about Sanatana, eternal, and Dharma, occupational duties. So it is the occupational duties, the not only just the philosophy, the culture also helps us to maintain this. That is the important thing. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give is Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga. This is a very important point. I will try to share the screen for all of you. Because I will speak and you will not remember. So I will not do that this time. See, please try to understand this point. We have, we are all having this karma part. So karma at its 4 levels. One is aprarabdha karma, also called sanchinta karma. Sanchinta means you have accumulated it. And then we have Kutam, Bijam, and Falonmukam is Prarabdha Karma. So we have 4 levels. So what happens is when we practice this is all our accumulated karma. Now you want to, we are in this situation because of our karma only. Now the purpose of life is to get rid of karma. Now to get rid of karma, whether it will happen if you enjoy or if you are practice detachment. If you want to get rid of karma, what should be done? We should practice detachment, not enjoy it. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to give Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga. It is not that how many facilities I have, how much I am enjoying in life. No, it won't work like that. How much we are detached. So philosophy teaches renunciation. That means that knowledge helps me to get rid of this pain I have. That is the point. So we have to, if a see, there is one sage named, his name is uh, Jagishava. So this sage was approached by Abetya. So he was approached by Jagishava Muni, he was approached by this sage and he asked, can you tell me what exactly is this world? Is there any happiness in this world, or pain or pleasure and happiness? Then this Jagishava Muni, he stayed in this material world for 10 lifetimes of Brahma. That means 10 Brahmas he saw. One Brahma lifetime is 311 trillion 40 billion years is one Brahma. Like that he stayed for how many? 10 Brahmas. That much Jagishava Muni had that much experience. Then he says to Avitya Muni that in this world there is only pain, there is only suffering, there is no pleasure. That is his realization. See, if we have memory of previous life, we also will get detachment. Jada Bharat had experience of 3 previous lifetimes. Immediately he got detachment. For us also, see, if we know that if we have experience of previous life, then you know that all the pleasures which we are enjoying, we already enjoyed it. Then what am I doing again? The same thing. Punah punah charvita charvananam, Prahlad Maharaj saying. Immediately if we get memory of our previous life, we get detachment. We think, what am I enjoying? No, that knowledge actually is helpful to be detached also. we will understand that now his realization of 10 Brahma's life, he is telling there is only pain in this world. And pain is an eternal companion for living entity. See, if we see the compare to pleasure and pain in this life, which is more? Pain is only more. So pain is a companion for a human being because uh, many reasons will not go into it. But one thing is, any time which we may grow in our consciousness happens when there is pain only. In pleasure, we don't make much progress, but in pain, we definitely make progress. So philosophy teaches renunciation, but renunciation without culture is actually a dry and boring. That is very important. That's why here the culture is very important. Like say, understanding the harmony between detachment and attachment, vairagya and proper engagement. This is without balancing, we oscillate between extremes. So that is the because uh, why philosophy was rapidly accepted. Hippies thought we have already renounced, but reality they didn't have the culture because the natural connection between people was not there in hippie culture. There is increasing isolation, loss of proper purpose and meaning, and only attachment to material enjoyment remains. And this is actually what is happening to modern people. They live in a corporate culture, and they say we are detached. We don't want wife, children, and all these things. But that is not the way. Unless you are, I will tell that part. You are relishing serving Krishna. If you are getting detachment, that is good. But if you are detached because there is no connection, isolation, no purpose of life, that won't work. That's why even though they all came to Krishna conscious, but they couldn't survive after a long time. When Prabhupada came to India and Indian people took to Krishna consciousness, they could maintain it. You know, also you see in West, many are Indians who are able to maintain because they have the culture. That's why Prabhupada is telling we need to have this culture. The root cause is actually the sin only. Sin and isolation are synonyms only. People are saying I am detached. No, it is sinful life. Your isolation. You are not detachment is not because of connection to Krishna. So that is sinful. So more sin, more broken connections. So criminals are the most isolated people. That's why. So the path of perfection, what Bhagavatam says is uh, Nirvinyo nati sakto. So bhakti yoga leads to the perfection when a person is not too detached, not too attached. It is located in between. So two extremes, too attached, too detached. Too attachment cannot serve Krishna. Too detachment cannot understand love for Krishna. This is the problem. So we should understand this thing. So the culture helps. Vedic culture. The problem with excessive detachment is if all ties are broken, if we have no material attachment to people, we cannot understand attachment to Krishna also. So Krishna remains very abstract. So the solution is true culture teaches proper attachment. So Varnashrama is the culture of right affection, right attachment, like that. So that's why we had this Varnashrama, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. So that was the system that is given. And then Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. So here each animal gave 25 years from their life. Horse gave so first 25% of their life. Horse is lives for 25 years. So initial part, no, it gave one fourth of it. Bull gave one fourth, donkey gave one fourth, and dog gave one fourth. And then it all became from 0 to 25 is horse, 25 to 50 is a bull. They are plowing and working very hard. And in the initial 25 years, we are like a horse playing and all. Donkey's philosophy from 50 to 75, and like a dog 75 to 100 living on the handouts of other people. So this is the natural. Now, foundation of Varna system is based on mutual love and respect, understanding that everything in spirit and service to each other. They have common goals and awareness of meaning. So this is actually the way it is practiced. And now there are prescribed duties and everything. And now there is Varnashram begins with one person, each person fulfilling their duties, relationships, and everything goes very natural and proper. Like we hear the story of uh, Dhruv Maharaj's brother, Uttama. So this story I told previously also. He uh, got a wife and she was very, very rude, and she used to always shout on him and scold on him and other things. And one day what happened, he was a big king, so many the subordinates king came to his assembly, and they were offering him tributes and other things. That time the wife came, the queen, and then she wanted to show in front of all that who is in control. So in front of everyone she tried to control him and command him. So then it was like a big embarrassment for him in front of all the kings, because she wanted to show who is in charge. And then he thought enough is enough. Then he sent her to the forest. And then one after some time, one Brahmana came to him and he said that my wife got kidnapped. And then King Uttama said, okay, I will help you get her. You explain to me how she looks, how describe. And he says that she looks very short, very small eyes. She speaks very harshly. Her complexion is very dark, and she always finds faults, and she is very rude. And more he is describing about her. Then Uttama was thinking, it is better she is not there only for you. Why you should have such a wife? She is such a person who cannot handle. No? He is telling all things, how she speaks and how it is. Then Uttama says, my dear Brahmana, I think it is good that you don't have only her. Why you want to have unnecessarily headache? Then Brahmana becomes very upset. He says that you cannot say such things to my wife. You will find her or not. Then Uttama said, he asked forgiveness. Is okay, I'll find for her. So he goes and he starts searching, because he's the king, he's responsible for searching. And he starts searching, then he meets a sage, and then he asks, okay, I have to find this and more. He goes, actually, no. What happens that he goes to ashram, and then as soon as the king comes, you have to give arghya. Arghya is milk, curd, ghee, honey, and sugar. You mix and you offer to the Lord. So when any special guest comes, you have to offer arghya. And as soon as the sage sees that Uttama come, the great king, and then he invites him, makes him sit, and he asks his disciples, you offer him arghya and garlands. Then the disciple says, no, I don't want to do it. Then he says, the disciple, King Guru asked, why? He said, he is not qualified. And the Guru also thinks, and he also says, yeah, he is not qualified. Then Uttama hears, it is so much painful to him, but he is very humble. He said, my dear sage, can you please tell me why I am not qualified for this arghya? Then the sage says that you left your wife. She is your married dharma patni, and instead of taking care of you, you send her to the forest. That means you did a sinful, you are living a sinful life. Not only that, because you did that sin and your mind got corrupted, and you started giving wrong advice to others also. And when the Brahmana came for asking to help in searching her wife, instead of helping, you gave him wrong advice, because your mind is corrupt, your guidance is also corrupt. You became contaminated, and you are started giving wrong counseling to the Brahmana also. So this is actually what happens. We have to be very pure to help others also. So they were maintaining that level of purity. And then Uttama, he asks forgiveness. Then he says, can you please help me? Then he says, go to east. One Rakshasa, I think one Yaksha kidnapped her. You can go and find. So he goes to this. Is such a very elaborate story. At the end, he meets this Yaksha and says, Arey, you took this woman. Can you give her back? And then there was some other incident. Then Yaksha says, see, this Brahmana was doing so many yajnas, and that is threatening my existence. So if that's why I took his wife, so that he will not be able to do any yajnas, because you want to do any sacrifices, you need wife also. Wife is not there, he cannot do sacrifice, so it will not hurt me. That's why I took his wife. So he says, can you give back the wife? And then he says, okay. Then the Yaksha takes her all bad qualities. They have the power. So he takes her bad qualities and give the wife. And Uttama comes and gives back the wife to the Brahmana. And then he goes for searching his wife. And he also brings his wife back. Now, what is this storytelling? That a person have to follow the system very properly. He cannot just say, oh, I am detached. It won't work like that. So each person fulfills their duties and relationship are naturally formed, and society is organized very organically. That's actually what is Varnashram. If a person follows, he is going to get uh, a very simple thing. So the path of happiness is I just have to fulfill my duties properly. So happiness comes to a person who correctly performs their duties. So this is actually the system. So like Nanda Maharaj decided that Krishna should perform his duties. So Krishna at the age of 5, Nanda Maharaj sending him to the forest to herding the cows. Yashodamai didn't want to send, but Nanda Maharaj said, no, 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 it is a duty. He has to follow only. So he went with the cows. So they are not cows, but he went. So he gave a horn, flute, stick, rope, and there was a great festival celebration. Then we have Gopastami also, where Krishna goes with Gopas. So then Mother Yashoda was concerned. So wanted to give him wooden shoes, umbrella, and Balram to hold the umbrella. But Krishna says no. That where Krishna tells Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. He says, will you also give my calves 4 shoes, an umbrella, and a person to carry to it? But say no, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita. He says that you must become absolute. I'm sorry, there was some internet issues. I will just. So Krishna is telling Mother Yashoda, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. So when Dharma itself protects you, we just have to follow it. So universal law supports you. You become absolutely happy, nothing to fear. So that is the system. So Varnashram and human nature, this is actually how the design is done. So not external or arbitrary. It is the system built according to the internal constitution of man, based on human psychology and natural differences in consciousness. So this is all properly done. So the modern psychology, the Nobel researchers, they understood different brains functions in different brain function in men and women. For there is right brain and left brain. For men, either right will work or left, but for women, both will work together. Left is rational, right is emotional. Sometimes man is very emotional, sometimes very rational. So for him, that's why he get addicted to bad habits. Women don't much. I've discussed many times this. Because men cannot handle. They need support. Women make see that men balance. Any this in this forum, many Mataris are, but I'll tell some aspects. If you can share with your husband. So if a man have to do something, and if he know that is right, what he has to do, he has to go and tell the wife, and wife will make sure that he will follow. So that because she is dharma patni, they have that capacity to hold. She can, her mind does not go very fast. She can balance, right and left are balanced. So that's why man has to go ahead, woman will be there behind and make sure that he don't come back. He will go up and up and up, and woman is holding. If man does not guide women, then both will go down. That is where the problem is. So he has to go to Gurukul, he has to get properly trained under a guru, proper instructions, then the whole system works like that. But now there's no such system, so both have to go to Guru and both have to learn. And sometimes Prabhuji have to learn from Mataji also, not a problem. But the system works. If mother becomes a woman in the house becomes Krishna conscious, whole house will be Krishna conscious. That is the advantage, because she will make sure everybody is prasadam. She will make sure they will do some rituals and like that. So then we have these 5 levels of consciousness. You might have heard many times. So I'll just we have less. Okay, I will add one more aspect. There is Asuri Varnashrama and Daivi Varnashrama. So there is Nivritti Marga, where God is in center. And then there are 3 categories of Brahmanas and Vai Varnashrama for. So there are other things. I will just share one thing. So now this is for the material level. But material level, no matter how much we do, it is only pain only. So ultimately we need pleasure. And how does this come? Very important. See, Laukika means pleasure of this world, but we need Alaukika. That means the pleasure which is beyond this material nature. That type of pleasure is what we need. So the Varnashrama helps us to live a proper life. But ultimately, we have to go something beyond to get Alaukika pleasure, the pleasure which is beyond this world. That is to be understood. So here, that is the dharma of the soul, the original dharma of the soul, what Prabhupada is explaining, how this comes. So please try to understand this. This is actually where the important factor, uh, uh, because material things initially they are pleasure but turn into pain. Any pleasure of this world will ultimately lead to pain only. This is the reality of this world. And whereas now, how to get that spiritual pleasure? What is that spiritual pleasure now? Can I experience? So that is where the rasa comes, the rasa tattva. So that is actually the spiritual, that any rasa in this world, it is alaukika. It is not belongs to this world. It belongs to the spiritual realm. We in this world we discuss that this is full of pain. Now there is also called mm, what do you say, the emotional aspect, which we all have to develop. No, the spiritual emotions. So what happens is there is what do you call karunaras. Karunaras is of pain. Now, what is interesting is spiritual pain is also pleasure. Material pleasure is also pain. In material world, whatever pleasure comes eventually turns into pain. But in spiritual life, even the pain also becomes pleasure. So I'll give the example. Say now we are hearing Ramayana. Ramayana, from beginning it is pain only. If you see Dasharath Maharaj, he didn't have children. It's pain or pleasure? It is pain. And if you see then when Lord Ram is born, he went to the Guru to learn. Then Dasharath Maharaj was feeling separation. Pleasure or pain? Pain. Again Vishwamitra Muni comes and takes him to the forest. And again Dasharath Maharaj in separation. Pleasure or pain? It is pain. After he got married, he could not become king for one day also. Kaikeyi sent him to the forest. Pleasure or pain? Again pain. And in the forest, it is not very comfortable situation because you have to live in a very austere. There is no air conditioner. There is no running water. There is no flush in the toilet. There is no washing machine, or there is no heat, room heaters and other things, extreme cold, extreme hot, and all this situation. So it's pleasure or pain, pain. When they are about to come back to Ayodhya, Ravana comes and kidnaps Sita. Pleasure or pain, again pain. Again they come to Ayodhya, then Sita was blamed. Again he sent to forest, pain. Again both the Lavakush are born and they become big. When Ram want her to come back, she says she enters into Mother Earth. So again pain. So from the beginning to end, Ramayana is full of pain. And still people want to hear Ramayana. After hearing, they will go back home. They are crying also, they are going back. And then they are saying, oh, very nice Katha. I want to come again to hear. You are crying, whole Katha you are crying. Still you are telling, I want to come again and enjoy. So what is this? So this is called rasa. So rasa, even there is karuna ras, full of pain, but gives pleasure. So this is actually what we have to experience. The soul experiences pleasure, anything that is connected to Krishna. Like there was a drama going on where Dasharath Maharaj, he left his body and Bharat comes to Lord Ram and he's trying to persuade Lord Ram to come back to Ayodhya. He says 14 years, no, you cannot stay. And no, you in your place, I will stay, you go and rule. And then the Ram is telling, no, 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 now father is not there. Father gave the word, I have to keep it up. And one says, suddenly comes, he says, actually 14 days is also 14 years. He says, no, no, don't try to interpret the scriptures like that, misuse the scriptures. So he wants. So at last, Bharat could not do anything. He says, okay, at least give your paduka. I will take. And then Bharat takes the paduka, keeps on his head, and he turns towards Ayodhya. All the Ayodhya Vasis started crying because that was the only hope for them. Only person who could convince was Bharat. And then they understood there is no hope now because now we cannot see Lord Ram for 14 years. So they all started crying. So when this drama is happening, in the audience also, some of them, they cry. You can see anytime. Now, one person asked, Are, why are you crying? Your brother is with you only, na? But why is crying? This is actually called rasa. So this rasa actually is a spiritual pleasure. See, when we come to spiritual life, Krishna gives problems to us to make us more serious and help us become serious about our spiritual life. Because any progress we make in spiritual life, maximum progress we make when we are in trouble only. And things that don't go, we make more surrender. That is the max. Anytime you see back in your life, whenever we had problems, that is the time we made maximum progress. So now here we see that there is a Krishna gives problems to us to make us progress. But in spiritual life, we experience a bliss. Now, from where the bliss comes, that is comes from Srimati Radharani. So I told this rasa, na? When we experience this rasa, we experience some pleasure. And that pleasure comes from Radharani and punishment comes from, so mother is always merciful, father is always strict. So he gives all punishments, father gives. So this is actually what we have to aspire for. We experience this pleasure in spiritual life when we hear about Krishna. So then one time Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka, they were plucking flowers at Kusum Sarovar. And Krishna and Madhumangal went and they were hiding the bushes and they were looking at them. So Lalita saw and understood that these fellows are here. So Lalita tells to Radharani, Arey, pluck fast, we should go fast, fast. There are some wild bulls here. And then Radharani says, where they are there? No, they are there. We'll go fast, we'll go fast. Wild bulls are there. So immediately Madhumangal looks at Krishna and says, did you hear what she said? Then Krishna told, yeah, she's telling some wild bulls are there. And Madhumangal looked at Krishna and said, you didn't understand that much? How dumb you are. She is telling us wild bulls. Array, if you could have understood this much, being absolute, supreme, absolute truth, and the master of all the Vaikuntha planets, why will you stay in this village herding cows? if you are so intelligent. You being so exalted personality, still you are doing herding cows in the village and hunting for some girls here. So now this is actually a rasa. When we hear about Krishna like this, so Krishna is so simple. He's such a simple person in Vrindavan. And this is, and not only that, all the Vrajavasis are so simple. Even Krishna forgets that he is God. All the Vrajavasis don't know, they don't even know very serious about that Krishna is God. Not only that, if we become simple, we also have access. Like say, if I have to take appointment of a king, a prime minister of India, or some, we need it's so much to get an appointment. But if you want to take an appointment of a cowherd boy in the village, you don't need an appointment. You directly go. So you can directly go to Vrindavan and get Krishna if you have that simplicity. So that is the advantage. So this is actually what is Vrindavan. It's full of different rasas. So one time Krishna was he has so many bad habits. All human deficiencies, everything you can find in Krishna. So he has a habit of murmuring in the dream, well, in the sleep. So when he's sleeping, he dreams something, and in the dream he starts speaking. People have this habit, no? They're speaking, and you see, this fellow is sleeping. In the dream, they speak. So what happened is the previous day, Krishna started speaking in the dream, and Mother Yashoda is there. So that day, previous day evening, Nanda Maharaj was making arrangement for Krishna's arrangement for Indra Yajna. And Krishna goes and asks, "What are you doing?" He says, "I am making arrangement for Indra Yajna." And Krishna says, "Who is Indra?" "Oh, you don't know Indra? He's the king of heaven." And then that day night, Krishna slept. And then now he is getting dream. And in the dream, he thought he became Indra. And then he is telling, "Oh, Shiva, you have come. Come, please sit here. Sit on my left side. Oh, Brahma, you also came. Okay, sit on my right side. Oh, Kartikeya, oh, everything fine with you? I didn't see you for a long time. Oh, Indra, are you feeling very sorry that I took your position? No problem." And then he is addressing Kuvera. "Oh, Kuvera, how are you? Everything is fine with you?" And he started speaking in such way. And Mother Yashoda thought, "What is this fellow speaking?" And she immediately woke him up. He says, "What are you speaking?" And Krishna says, "What am I speaking? Don't speak such things." She is thinking this fellow is offending all these devatas. And Krishna says, "No, I am not speaking anything." No, don't speak it. So this is actually what Rupa Goswami writes in Lalitamala. So this is full of some nice comedy, rasas, in separation also. There is one shloka of in the very sloka which gives karunaras. This is hasyaras. There is karunaras. So what happens is uh, after 40 years, gopis, they all Brajavasis, they meet Krishna in Kurukshetra. So then they understood that there is a solar eclipse, we all should go. So Dwarkavasis come to Kurukshetra, and from Vrindavan, all the Vrajavasis come to Kurukshetra. And then Krishna became a king and is Dwarkadish. Now for him, you cannot meet him directly, king. I told na, in Vrindavan you can meet because a cowherd boy. In Dwarka, it is not like that. He is a king. Now for a king to meet, you need to take an appointment. So then they give a specific time that this time Krishna will meet. And they made a tent like that. And all the Vrajavasis were sitting in the tent waiting for Krishna to come. And then Krishna enters. As soon as he enters, he looks everyone. He looks at Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba. So they all become so happy, joyful. And he embraces them and talks. And he looks all the cowherd boyfriends. After 40 years, they are meeting. Can you imagine? After 40 years, who stayed with them in all the childhood for 11 years, almost 11 years he stayed with them. And now they were so attached to him, and after 40 years they are meeting him. And then he could not see one set of Brajavasis that are gopis because culturally it is not allowed. So somehow he made no everybody go out and everybody left. Everybody left. Only gopis were remaining, and then the soldiers were also there. So he indicated that they should also live. And then all the gopis were there and Krishna was there alone. And then he started searching for that one gopi. And that happened to be Srimati Radharani. When he looked at Srimati Radharani, she kept her eyes down. And then Krishna was feeling so sad that I could meet her, and he goes and falls at her feet. And Radharani immediately pulls her back. He says, why? Krishna says, oh, I am an offender. Please forgive me. And Radharani says, no, you are not offender. Actually, I am an offender. See, I don't have any, this is our fault that we gave our heart to somebody who is like this. And not only that, if we really have love for the person whom we gave our heart, if real love is there, according to the Bharatamani and all, that they quote somebody, he says that real love means when you are separated from your lover, immediately you should die. Because I didn't die, that means I don't have real love for you. And not only that, that means I still lived. That means I am an offender. I couldn't really love you. I don't have any love for you. That's what Srimati Radharani says. So it's like very karunara, so much painful there. So this is, even though now you are hearing, still we are feeling some, we want to hear more about Krishna, all these things. I told 3 incidents, but still we feel, how many of you are feeling that you want to hear about Krishna, even though it is like painful situation? You can raise your hands. Anybody experience any? Only one. Okay. Only 3 of you. Others are not here. So this is actually what is Krishna's pastimes. Even though there is pain in it, but still we want to hear about it. This is not laukika. This is alaukika. Laukika means the pleasure and emotions of this world, which are all, which end into pain. But anything connected to Krishna, even the rasa, even the material emotions, it is said that Jeho summarized that in this world there is something called a Shringara ras, the romance. But if you take all the romantic stories and all the intelligence of all these lovers, how they are trying to develop this experience this rasa in this world, all these famous love stories and whole movie industry is based on these love stories, all novels and everything is there. If you combine everything, people cannot get even a drop of this love in this world, because reality is like, you can show in the movie, you can show in ours that no, you cut your hand and your lover's hand is also cut. So such type of things are there, but that is not in reality. It's only in a fiction level. That's not the real love, cannot be experienced by anybody. If you can go through whatever experience you have in life, you cannot find anybody experiencing that love what is shown. That is possible only in a spiritual realm. That is alaukika. So here, what that is the Sanatan Dharma of a living entity, to love Krishna, to develop that emotions for Krishna. For that, we need to laulyam api ekamulyam. We have to be so greedy to get it. We should pay the price. Then only we will get. And another important thing is that this people in this world, they are trying to, they are not actually, even the when people are watching some things, the emotions they experience when they watch some drama and other things, even that is also not material. It has some tinge of some spirituality, and unfortunately we don't get in our life. We just experience. That's why people are addicted to all these movies and all, because they are trying to get something, but in reality that is only with in a spiritual realm. So that we need to understand. So one I thought of telling about. I don't want to change the rasa mood by telling about other philosophy, but Vrindavan is the full of rasa. So Krishna is full of all this, the eternal pastimes that are happening, and now also they are happening. The access is when we start vibrating with that. The rhythm should be that we should vibrate with that rhythm. Then we get access to it. Otherwise, you don't get access. And we have to for that we need to do a proper sadhana, get tuned to it. We have to be in such association of devotees, like-minded devotees who are interested in such activities, and then we can definitely experience it. So it is it's a sadhana that we should do, and in a proper association of devotees. And chanting it, the detachment is the most important part. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga, that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. And any other thing, because by enjoying this world we are only implicating ourselves. This world is not for enjoyment, it is for tapasya. You have to do yoga. That's actually what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita also. So by properly doing yoga, we can come out of this entanglement and experience something higher, because we have tried this and failed many times. So why do again? Just give one chance to Krishna and follow whatever he is telling. And this knowledge will help us to gain the highest thing. So till now, whatever we discussed is, first we discussed that why this cultural aspect is important. Why Prabhupada is talking about in this purport, why it is so important to have this culture, occupational duties, religious principles, and all these things, because that helps to hold us things very properly and develop ourselves properly. And then the highest thing is to serve Krishna and experience that Krishna. Hare Krishna. So thank you all very much. We will have some questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. Such a wonderful class. I'm requesting devotees, if anybody have any questions, please go ahead.
Or I have a few more things to share.
Yes,
If
Shama Gauri Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah, Prabhuji, if you want, you can continue, Prabhu. Yes.
if you don't have questions, then I will tell about other aspect of comparison between Vedic and this aspect of different philosophies. I thought I don't want to change the rasa, that's why I didn't.
Continue, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So now the present culture, it is based on material analysis, the Western culture, and decomposition. We just try to analyze everything, and then they have achieved very impressive results through breaking through its constituents and other things. Also, increasingly reached limitations of this approach. So this is the modern way of doing. And then there is Chinese culture, which is based on subtle energy aspects, work with prana and other aspects, and they have also achieved very good results in health and other things. Now, but Vedic culture, now there is very important. Vedic culture is, it is operates on fundamentally different principles. It offers a simple yet profound system for understanding reality. It is accessible to everyone through understanding three basic principles. So this is actually like, say, if some of you might have not known previously, we used to have these computers. Computers, they were in the, when they were first started, they were having this. They were not very accessible to everyone. They accessible through graphical interface like Windows. Now we are seeing this commands which we are giving. Now this is actually Windows, but behind that, now there are so many programs. If we tell you all have to write a program to communicate, it is not possible. Now what we do, we just use Windows, and then with the help of Windows, behind so many things are happening that we don't know what is the command, and all these things we don't give. We just put few things, and Windows is taking care. It is doing the work for us, and it is easy to operate for us. Similarly, Vedic system, It is actually very simple way, whereas in Western way of understanding this world is very complex. Vedic way of understanding this world is very simple. It tells three modes of nature, and everything is put in that. We have Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna, like three colors: blue, yellow, and red makes all other colors. So like that, these three gunas form everything. So by knowing these three gunas, we know the whole creation so systematically, very easily. So we have Sattaguna, how the functions, how the color, what is the programming, what is the result. Same thing with her. So there is creation, there is maintenance, there is destruction. Everything is three. And that's why achievements of three gunas, it is very, there is yoga, meditation, Vedic astrology, Vastu, Vedic music, Vedic mathematics. Everything is based on these things. Even though it is very complex, but with the three modes, it is easy to understand. So how the modes affect our life, how that is how the culture is based on. It is based to bring a person to very fast, quickly to a sattvic stage. So if you see even the neuropsychological principles also. So the law of excitement and inhibition. So passion excites the mind, it creates pleasant situations, but excitement is always followed by inhibition, like that. So that is why pleasure from passion turns into suffering. So sattva creates balance, it sustains happiness without the crash. So that's how to bring sattva in our life. There are various aspects with food, music, philosophy, environment, and what we eat, what we relationship. So all these things is a cultural aspect which helps a living entity to get free from this conditioning. So Chandogya Upanishad also says the how the food should be, the role of food. So it is ahara shuddha sattva suddhi, we might have heard in Bhagavad Gita. So the process is how the progressive path is first is physical harmony. So I will just share the screen for you. So this is solution part. So uh, there is physical harmony. Find the balance at the material level. There is and creates physical well-being and establish foundation for growth. And then second is mental harmony. Brings happiness to ourselves, bring happiness to those around us, and creates stable peace of mind. And the third aspect is transcend the mind, understand immortality and death is uh, revealed as an illusion. So then the fourth is the divine connection. Feel God in your heart, experience divine guidance, recognize the witness within, and then achieve the eternal love, fulfilling highest destiny, realizing we are created to love and be loved. So these are the benefits. This is the progressive way if you follow the path properly. This is how it works. So, and the mantra which in Vedas they use is Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the highest state of consciousness is peace. So in this peaceful state, the higher truths can be comprehended. Peace comes from bringing more sattva into our life. That's how it comes. So we have to work on these aspects to improve. So what we discussed initially is that we have to live according to this dharma. Then I gave the story of Uttama. So he didn't follow the dharma. Immediately there was contamination in his mind. And Krishna also saying the same thing. Dharmo rakshati rakshita. You just have to follow these things. So the person with sambandha jnana or proper understanding of scriptures, he follows things. That becomes easy for his life. So that is the system. And then we discussed about how the soul experience pleasure in the self. Okay, thank you all very much. We'll end here.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
We'll end with it.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Sir Prabhuji, if anybody have any questions, please go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Very wonderful class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. The story of Uttama, his wife was he sent to forest. And what happened to the Brahmana's wife, Prabhuji, you were saying?
He gets it back from the Yaksha. Yaksha takes all the bad qualities from the Brahmana's wife and gives back to Uttama. He brings and gives back to the Brahmana, and then he also gets his wife. Uttama also goes to the forest and brings his wife.
Okay. This Brahmana's wife also was bad, like similarly.
Yeah. So Yaksha takes her all bad qualities and gives her good qualities and sends.
Okay, that's good. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Okay, we'll end here. Thank you all very much. Srila
Thank you
Prabhupada.
so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening class today. We are very grateful to you and we look forward to your association again and again in the future. Let's pray our obeisance to Prabhuji. Mancha
Manchakalpatarubhacha kripa sindhubhyeva Sthanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
His Grace Radha Pramod Prabhuji ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you everyone for joining today's
Gauranga.
class. We'll meet tomorrow.
Nityananda.
Gauranga. Nityananda.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.